shockingly exposed. Liberals caught planting fake evidence, violating election laws. Mark Carney's recent comments align with a disturbing new trend within the Liberal Party. He hinted at bringing an enhanced version of Bill C-63, which could have far-reaching consequences if the Liberals take power. However, the strategy behind the party's recent actions reveals something far more troubling: the use of deceptive tactics to undermine the opposition. In politics, there are some unwritten rules. One of them is, if you're going to engage in sleazy tactics, don't get caught, and certainly don't make it obvious. Unfortunately for the Liberals, they made this mistake when they were caught trying to plant divisive messages at a conservative conference. The most outrageous example of this came last week at the Canada Strong and Free Networking Conference, a key gathering for conservative-leaning Canadians to discuss policies. Liberal Party operatives attended the event, surreptitiously planting buttons with controversial messages intended to create a false narrative about Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre and his supporters. The Liberals have spent years trying to tie Poilievre to negative sentiments, but now they are taking it to the next level by actively inserting provocative symbolism into a conservative event. This backfired spectacularly, as the buttons were soon traced back to the Liberal war room, leading to accusations of hypocrisy from conservatives who claimed the Liberals were attempting to manipulate public perception. The buttons were placed strategically, hoping that conservative attendees would unwittingly wear them, allowing the Liberals to label them as divisive figures. This scheme was not only unethical, but also illegal. Campaign materials, like these buttons, require approval from Elections Canada and must clearly display the party's name. Since the buttons did not meet these basic legal requirements, the Liberals may have violated election laws. This could pose a significant problem for them, especially since the operation seemed to originate from the heart of Carney's campaign team. This isn't just about legality. It's about the ethics of targeting ordinary Canadians, conservative supporters, who were unsuspectingly used as pawns in this dirty trick. The Liberals weren't targeting politicians, but everyday people with conservative values. This insidious attempt to smear regular Canadians, not just politicians, is deeply troubling. The fact that they are willing to use everyday Canadians as tools in their political games speaks volumes about their priorities and their understanding of democracy. Furthermore, the implications of this strategy stretch beyond a single event. It reflects a broader trend within the Liberal Party that prioritizes winning over integrity. The willingness to distort the truth and manipulate public perception for electoral gain is a dangerous precedent. If this behavior goes unchecked, it could lead to a political environment where deceit becomes normalized and genuine discourse is overshadowed by manufactured controversies. What's especially concerning is the tone of the current Liberal campaign. If Carney wins the election, he won't just be the Prime Minister of those who voted for him, he'll be the Prime Minister of all Canadians. This duality of leadership requires a commitment to unity and transparency, yet the tactics employed by the Liberals suggest a readiness to divide rather than unite. The fact that the Liberals seem comfortable with these tactics of deceit and division is a worrying sign of the direction they intend to take the country. The public is right to be shocked, and more importantly, to be afraid of the Liberal Party's disregard for democratic integrity. Their actions confirm the worst fears about their ability to lead and serve all Canadians fairly. This isn't just politics, it's a dangerous game of manipulation that could have lasting consequences. The integrity of our democratic process is at stake, and Canadians must remain vigilant against such tactics that threaten the very foundation of our political system. Moreover, the response from the Conservative Party has been swift and fierce. They have called for an inquiry into the matter, demanding accountability and transparency from the Liberals. This scandal has not only fueled the flames of political rivalry, but has also ignited a broader discussion about the ethical responsibilities of political parties in Canada. Many Canadians are now questioning the extent to which political operatives are willing to go to secure power and whether the ends truly justify the means. As the election draws closer, Canadians are faced with a critical decision. They must weigh the implications of their choices and consider the values they want their leaders to embody. The actions of the Liberal Party serve as a reminder of the importance of integrity in politics. Voters need leaders who will prioritize honesty and ethical conduct over short-term gains. In light of these events, It is essential for citizens to engage actively in the political process. This includes staying informed, participating in discussions, and holding politicians accountable for their actions. The integrity of Canada's democracy depends on an informed electorate that demands transparency and ethical behavior from its leaders. As we move forward, the Liberal Party must reflect on the consequences of their actions. If they wish to regain the trust of the Canadian public, they must demonstrate a commitment to ethical campaigning and reject the tactics of deception that have characterized this recent incident. Only then can they hope to lead with the integrity and respect that all Canadians deserve. In conclusion, the recent actions of the Liberal Party, particularly under Mark Carney's leadership, raise serious ethical and legal questions. The planting of fake evidence and manipulation of public perception are tactics that should alarm all Canadians. As the election approaches, it is crucial for voters to be aware of these developments and to hold their leaders accountable for their actions. The future of Canada's political landscape hinges on our collective response to these troubling tactics.